Welcome to One in the Shibal with Susie and Ed.
We're just two Asian Americans talking shit about shit. And there's so much shit to talk about.
But do we want to talk about them?
I mean, that's why we're here. So I don't even know what that question is supposed to mean. Anyway, how was your week, Ed? Your weeks. How were the last 2 weeks of your life?
It was good-ish.
Cool.
Busy, I guess.
Okay.
I finally
not really in the mood for elaborating today. Is that what's going on?
I finally unpacked everything, so I'm no longer living out of suitcases in my house.
Yeah, the fires are contained 100%.
And I finally brought back like all my childhood photos, like my cello and stuff that I was stashing at Ron's fiance's house because it's in Culver. So that finally was brought back. So life is finally returning back to normal.
Good.
Outside of that, I went on my blind date, so that was fun. I hated it.
You did? You hate the girl?
No, no, I didn't hate the girl. I don't know that we were a match.
Maybe we should rephrase that. Of course, he didn't hate her. Did you? What was unpleasant about it, or what did you not like?
The filming part.
Okay. Well, so then that's not on her.
Well, also, no, it's no. None of it was on her. It was just, I just hated it because I think there was like a big part of me that consciously, subconsciously was putting a lot of eggs in this basket.
You can have both, but okay.
I think I just like, I'm so exhausted from trying to online date, and I don't even want to say I've been online dating because it just I haven't because it's been exhausting me.
Yeah,
because I say it to people all the time. I don't understand how you have the time to scroll for hours, and then you would then have to chat with people for days, and while doing the same process simultaneously. Like I don't have it in me to do that.
Yeah.
So I think there was a little part of me that was like really hoping this was going to work, and I think the fact that it wasn't is what I hate about it.
So it was just more frustration and you just felt roadblocked.
And I think that was it. I think because I wanted it to work so bad, I think I started gaslighting myself towards the end, you know?
I could like her.
Yeah. Like for instance, like...
Have you talked to her since?
No.
Oh, okay.
On purpose. But, yeah, see, like, I don't love that either. So, like, yes. Well, like, I mean, I don't want to lead her on is what I mean. Yeah.
Okay. That's
but
fair.
see, like, this stuff I hate too. Because, like, no matter what I say, I'm now, like, constantly double guessing myself, being like, oh my God, do I just sound like a dickbag? Do I come off like a douche? Like, and we'll talk about it because, like, we're going to talk about Singles Inferno.
Yes.
But just like that cognizant self-awareness of like
the hyper-awareness
of how you come off. You know what I mean? So like.
So then you already have the pressure of being on a first date, and then you have the added pressure of being filmed throughout, and the added pressure of it being like a full-on, like, 16-hour day of dating. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was like 8 hours.
That's a lot.
Started out
it's a
at
long
like
time
11,
for a first date.
And I don't think it ended till like close to 8. So like close to like 8-9 hours
That's so many hours. And you can't just be like I've been on dates before. I'm like, I'm not enjoying this, so I'm going to go. Like you couldn't even do that. You couldn't just be like, I'm bailing.
And in fact, this is like how much of a people pleaser I am. Before the fires happened, it was supposed to happen 2 weeks prior to when it actually happened. One of the events was ice skating.
Oh.
Was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And right when they sent me the itinerary, the day before, I had herniated my disc.
Oh.
So in my head, I was like, ice skating would be so bad if I fell. It'd be so bad if I fell. I should tell them I can't do this. And I was like, I can't. I was like, I can't. I don't know how to tell people no.
You should learn that. It's a great skill to have.
I know.
And like they've said, no is a complete sentence.
It is.
You don't have to offer explanation.
I know. And that's like the craziest part is like, I tell people that all the time.
Yeah. But
like,
you just
I
don't follow it.
know how to do it. I am so scared to tell people no. I don't know why. If it's something that's like obviously something really bad that I'm against, obviously yes. But like when the only negative is towards me, I have a hard time saying no.
Don't do that.
So like for instance, even with the rescheduled, our first date was supposed to be at the zoo. I think I talked about it. And the jjimjilbang, both two of things which I don't love and feel comfortable with. But I don't know how to say no. So this is what happened. The zoo ended up being closed.
Because of the fires.
Because of the fires. They actually had reopened. The crew called and double checked. But then like But the day before, or like a day and a half before we went, those new fires started.
Oh, yeah.
Remember the ones? So they closed because of that. And the crew didn't think like, oh, they might have closed because that fire was so far away.
Right.
That, but it was closed. And then so they were like, came up with this new idea. It ended up taking us to a bowling alley, the one in K-Town. It's the really, really famous one. I forget where it is even. Directionally challenged. But we went there and they were like, oh, we don't allow filming here. So we're like, oh, that's great. So then we ended up going to just the jjimjilbang, which was, I hated that.
Why don't you tell people what that is?
A jjimjilbang is a Korean spa.
Right.
I've never been to one before. Because it just felt weird.
Was it uncomfortable?
No, I mean, like I didn't know this until we went, but the co-ed spots are closed.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, that seems obvious to people, but to me, I didn't know. But like anything else that isn't co-ed,
yeah,
because you have to be naked.
You don't have to be naked.
No,
it is optional.
No. The signs literally said no bathing suits allowed. Like you have to be naked. That was just like, that's so weird.
Are you sure? I mean,
I didn't go in there, so I don't fully know. But the signs very loudly were like, no
commanding.
clothing or bathing suits allowed. And I was like, why doesn't it just say you have to be naked?
Crazy.
Maybe a towel. Maybe a towel was okay.
Oh,
so
okay.
that's why they were saying it was okay.
Okay.
Yeah. But so in the co-ed areas, we like went to, most jjimjilbangs have like a restaurant food area. So like we ate some like water mandu, like mandu, which was actually delicious. She taught me how to play Korean games and I let her win. Just kidding. She kicked my ass. And then we went into, they have like saunas and cold rooms.
Yeah.
So we went to like the varying degrees of the hot rooms, the saunas. And then we went into the cold room, which was like an icicle room. We stayed in for like 10 minutes and it was like all great. And then after that, we like went to go paint each other.
I'm sorry.
They were like, the third activity is painting. And I was like, I guarantee you we're painting each other. I was like, because from a content perspective.
That's a really weird, immediate, like A to B. Because I would think it would be like a sip and paint where you're like, this is Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh.
Yeah, no.
Recreate it. Like,
that's where my head.
On her butt. Like, no, I would never think.
Oh, no, not that. No, not painting on her, of each other. Oh, no, not on her.
I completely misunderstood.
Yeah.
You guys are painting each other.
No, each other. Like, we're painting each other. Because that was where my thought initially went. Was that it was
like, why would you think to immediately go to, we're going to paint
No,
other?
not on each other. Because that was my initial thought, was it was going to be like a paint and sip where we're going to be painting Starry Nights and stuff. And then while I was talking to her, I was like, you know what? I bet you we're painting each other.
Portraits.
Like you're painting me and
you're saying portraits of each other. Okay.
From my mind, I was like, from a content perspective, that's probably going to be hilarious.
I thought you meant it was like this like sexy thing. Like we already have our clothes off anyway because we're at this fucking massage spot and we're going to actually paint on each other. I was that's intimate. Okay, that's too intimate.
It was the exact opposite. It was hilarious because
I've never seen your art.
It was so bad. It's so funny. It was so funny because it was so good. And then the more I put on, the worse it got. See what had happened was I was like mixing the paint colors to make the perfect her skin tone. Because I'm not one of those like, I'm gonna use a skin tone paint color. Right. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna be accurate, but I didn't make enough. So then when I needed more of a face paint to cover up the other things that I needed to overdrew and stuff, there wasn't enough. So then I had to remake it, but every iteration just got grayer and grayer. And so then I had this great idea that I was just going to repaint her face because it wasn't matching.
Oh no.
I painted a gray human with a gray nose.
I can't wait to see it.
It's so bad.
Like makeup brands have gone out of business for doing what you did.
And then part of the reason was because I was like, we should be drinking. Because in my head, I was still like, sip and paint.
Yeah.
So then we took shots of, I said soju, but they brought us scotch,
Ah.
which I love, but I mean, like,
Oh no.
it's gonna take you from 1 to 1,000.
Yeah. Changes the dynamic of
Yeah.
everything.
And that is where the downhillness of my painting happened.
Oh boy.
And that part was actually really fun. Oh, did I also mention the whole date was in Korean? The whole date was in Korean.
You spoke in Korean the whole time?
The whole time. And that was another thing that I hated because I felt so self-conscious because my Korean is so bad. She was like, no, it's really good. It was really good. I was like, it's not.
She didn't speak any English?
She did, but she had just moved here like 6 years ago. And I think my Korean, I was more comfortable with my Korean than she was probably with her English. Okay. So I think also between that and the fact that I am, again, a people pleaser. So I chose to be the one to speak Korean. So, but it was the painting that, you know, I finally started to feel more comfortable, like probably because of the shots. Yeah. And then we went to dinner. I ate jokbal for the first time, which is what that is. Pig's feet.
Oh, okay.
It was delicious. Oh my God.
Pig, everything is delicious.
Oh my God, it was so good. And, but during dinner, you guys will see this when it comes out because we're going to probably watch it here live. But, right?
I cannot wait.
We're probably going to watch it and do like a Singles Inferno commentary, except one of the
contestants is a commentator and vice versa.
But we ate dinner. But at dinner, we also ordered the spicy jokbal. And, you know, I have that spicy allergy.
Oh, no.
I was like sweating and stuff. But she was like feeding me. And she was wiping my sweat off.
Uncomfortable.
Which initially I felt very uncomfortable. But then I started to realize, I think at some point, I was like, oh, the reason why this makes me feel uncomfortable is because I've never had this happen to me before. Because I'm the nurturing one in the relationships usually. Like I'm the one who will like.
How many hours into the date was this?
This is like hour 7. So technically this was like the 4th date.
Yeah. Okay. So then that maybe isn't so bad. I just think wiping your sweat off is gross.
It is. It is gross. I felt very uncomfortable.
But I would do that to my daughter.
But
you know
in
what
my
I mean?
head,
I would do that to my
started
husband.
to be like, I think I'm uncomfortable because I've never done this before. And then I started to be like,
I think it's fair to say that we have intimacy issues. So that could really have a lot to do with it. Like I am obviously 14 years into my marriage with my husband, so I'm very comfortable with that. But like thinking about it being like the first date and having that, it's too much.
Yeah, but theoretically it wasn't the first date. It was the first day
of your like fourth date in chronological terms, or how it would normally be.
Yeah, because I did think of it afterwards. I was like, you know what? I did end up feeling more comfortable with her than that one girl I did date off of the online thing. And we did go on 4 dates. But because it was crammed into one, there was, because every time you have a new date, if a week has passed, there's that little bit of time where you're like trying to get back to where you left off on.
Neutralize that
time. Yeah. Whereas in one day, you just constantly got deeper and deeper.
Yeah.
So like that part I did appreciate. Yeah. But
well, so then now you know all your first dates are going to be 8 to 10 hours. That's the only way to.
And I'm only going to have first dates, it seems, because all the girls are going to be like, "What the fuck was that?
Are you actually holding me captive?" Because that's what it's starting to feel like.
Yeah. Imagine all the TikToks being like, "I went on this date with this influencer, and he tried to kidnap me."
It was 8 hours long, and he wouldn't let me leave because he said it was for the best. Oh my God.
And he kept being like, "But don't you love how you're getting to know me?
Look, I'm sweating, wipe it."
But that was it. I think I started to be like, do I like this? Because I've never been taken care of before like that. And then I think that's the hardest part that I had was I was like, do I like her?
Right.
And I think I had to learn to separate the do I like this from her.
Right. That's fair.
Yeah. So ultimately, I just don't think we're a good fit.
Yeah.
Oh, we also went to a photo booth. I think I posted Instagram stories of it.
Okay.
Went to one of the photo booth places at the Madang Shopping Center.
Yeah.
We like took photos there, but right before we went, she goes, "Oh, did you vote?"
Oh.
And I was like, yeah, of course. She goes, "Oh, did you vote for Trump?"
No.
Yeah. And she said it in a way where I don't think it was like,
is she a citizen?
Did you vote for Trump? No. She's not a citizen. So she couldn't vote or anything. Okay, and because of it, I don't think she's very aware of American politics. But that one was the one thing where I had to keep being like, but Because I think that's the biggest one is like, I don't need someone to be like a politician or like a political junkie, but I need someone who's like politically literate.
But also aligns with your values. You know what I mean? Then that to me is like, I am of the opinion at this point, and I know we're trying to like not necessarily talk about politics, but I am of the opinion at this moment in time, considering what's happening in the world, that anybody that I know that is in my life that has voted for Donald Trump is really no part of my life. And I am fine with that. Like I know parents at my kids' school who voted for Donald Trump, and I'm like, I don't have anything to do with you. I don't have anything to do with you. Don't fucking talk to me. Don't fucking talk to me. You hate everybody that I love. Fuck off. Don't fucking talk to me. Sorry, it's a tangent.
Yeah. So I don't think she was even there, but in my head, I was like,
why are you so enthusiastic about asking me who I vote? You're like, like, no. Oh.
Yeah. And then when I was like, oh no, she was like, oh yeah, you know? And I was like, yeah, no. And I just immediately changed the subject because I was like, and that's the thing is like, I need someone who's like at least politically literate. And like you said, at least aligns in beliefs because I think studies have shown that like, that's a major factor
of course
in relationship success.
People get divorced for things like that.
Yeah.
My next door neighbor.
Oh, right.
They started to diverge politically and she was like, fuck out of here. He was like, yeah, I'm fucking leaving. He's like, bye, let's go. I mean, that's, because this is, it's much more than just like, oh, what candidate do I like better? It's like, where do your morals and beliefs and, where do those lie? It's more than that. It's more than just that.
But yeah, I just need someone that I like not going to be needing to politically educate on the daily basis because that's separating. Yeah. But, so it was good, but I ended the episode and we'll watch it later. Actually, I won't say it, but yeah, I didn't call her though.
Okay. That happens.
I just wanted it to be
over.
No, I just wanted it to be very clear. Like I didn't want to lead her on or anything, but I do feel bad because the producers told me that she hung the painting I drew of her on her wall.
The gray nose painting? Maybe because she's like, you're never going to believe how fucking bad this painting is. I have to hang it up in order for people to still believe me. That's the one thing that
I do feel bad about is I think she did like me.
No.
Yeah, so I do feel a little bad, but...
I mean, listen, you can't be a people pleaser up to the point where you date somebody just because they like you. Like, no, it's not. That's not. God. Don't do it. Well, don't do it again. How about that?
Well, so that's been the summation of my weeks. How was yours?
It's been fine. Really busy now that my parents are much closer in proximity to me now, geographically. They've been enjoying the accessibility to me and my sister.
Having a personal Insta shop.
Instacart, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, we don't have this, we have to go do that. Do you but it's wonderful. It's really wonderful to be able to do that for them. Like if my parents are like, oh, we're out of eggs. I'm like, I'll go run. Oh, I mean, eggs is the worst example to give right now.
Yeah. If you can find them. Yeah.
But when they need something, but we did finally go out to our neighborhood and we saw their house and we saw, the town where I grew up and, it was fucking devastating, man. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It was one of the craziest, maybe most traumatic things I've ever witnessed with my own eyes. My parents' house, I mentioned it on my social media, was just like completely surrounded in flames, but somehow, and we think, with the help of, the firefighters, they saved my parents' house. But it was to see the level of devastation, to see just the house after house. I mean, this is just like, 93% of some neighborhoods were completely gone. So to see that, it was really funny. Like, I don't want to go into too many details just because it's just so heavy to talk about. But like my friend Greg, who grew up 10 houses down the street from me, happened to be at his mom's house or his parents' house doing the exact same thing we were doing, like assessing the damage, talking to the insurance people, all that stuff. And he's like, hey, I'm going to come up and see you guys. I was like, okay. So this had been after the course of like 4 hours of like being at the house and like driving around the neighborhood and all that stuff. And it was so funny. Like I could see him coming around the corner because we were out front. And the second we like locked eyes, I've known this guy since I was 7. So I've known him for over 40 years. The second we like locked eyes on each other, instantly I was like, oh no, oh no, oh God. And he got out of the car and I could see that he was crying. And then I started crying and he came and he hugged me. I was like, oh my God, it's all happening. I was like, ah. I just started bawling, like hysterically, like the trembling, like, like crying so hard. And he was too, because, this is the neighborhood that we grew up in. Like he and I together with our, close friends, this was where we grew up. Every corner of what we knew was gone. And so it was just like really devastating, but to have that shared experience with somebody that you've known for so long.
Also, like you've had to be strong for your parents,
Yes.
and it's like, sure, your family too, but like they don't get it as much as he does.
Right. He saw it the exact same way I saw it. It's like, we have to help our parents navigate this insurance stuff and the remediation and what are we doing? Like, all of these next steps. So we're just kind of on task. So the second I was able to just like kind of let that guard down and be with somebody who was very much in tune with what it was we were experiencing. And this applies to all the people that I know that we grew up with. Like this shared experience is very unique. We are part of a very small club now of people who have witnessed this kind of devastation, from, where they're from. So, and then the craziest thing, when I got home, we had back to school night that night. The girls had to get stuff ready for the next day. I couldn't do anything. I went into my room and I keep saying like I passed out, but like that doesn't really encompass like what happened. It was weird. Like I feel like I just went and like my whole body just completely shut down. And I was asleep for like 2 hours. It was like one of those sleeps that was so heavy that it felt like you just closed your eyes and then opened them again. And it was 2 hours later, it was dark. And I was like, oh my God, I have to go to back to school night. I was like, oh my God, I'm trying to get ready to go. And like, I felt like I was just like out of my body. And my husband's mother, who is a therapist, was like, that is a very common trauma response, to just like have your body just completely shut down and like put you in a state of rest, because you were just at such a heightened level for so long. And it was true. Like everything that I'd been holding on to for so long was just like coming out in these ways that I just like kind of couldn't control. So
yeah, especially after that release, your body for sure is at a point where it's like,
okay, sleep, bitch. You need to fucking sleep.
Need to restart.
But after having that experience is like, okay, let's just kind of keep going forward. So that was kind of the majority, like the big chunk of my week. But everything else, it feels weirdly like we're like getting back into kind of figuring out how to move forward. That's what time is going to do, right? So it's been almost a month now since my parents have been out of their house. And so, okay, we're getting our bearings back, and we're trying to, figure out what the next steps are. So it was good. It's been a good week in that like we've come to terms with a lot of things and we've grieved, and now we just kind of have to pick it up. What else are you going to do?
And life goes on.
Life goes on. And I will say, so I was given an assignment 2 weeks ago, and the assignment was to watch Singles Inferno.
Oh yeah. I was like, wait, what?
And through this like horrific experience, I'm finding that like these little escapes that I've been able to have been what have been carrying me through it. And Singles Inferno is one of those. I've never watched an episode of Singles Inferno in my life. And Ed was like, let's watch it. We'll do it for the podcast. And I was like, oh, okay, fine. And by halfway through the first episode, I was like, I hate this. I love it so much.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was actually, when I arrived, I was really nervous today because you told your first initial reaction after you watched the first episode, you were like, I hate this. I couldn't tell if Susie was like, I actually hate this, or she was like, I hate that I love this. And I couldn't tell. So like, I
still don't know how I feel about that. I still don't know.
Yeah. So like today I came really nervous because even yesterday I was like, oh my God, I've been so busy. I need to catch up and watch Singles Inferno and just make sure that it's fresh on my mind. And like, I got to like episodes I thought was like 6 or 7 because there's 8 out right now. And I was like, there's no way Susie watched all 8 of these. I was like, even if I just finished the 6, I was like, I'm sure we'll probably only talk about the first 4. And then she arrived. So when she opens the door, the first thing she talks about is Singles Inferno. And I was like, oh, I was like, uh-oh. It's like,
okay, well, because I don't watch reality television really at all. Like since the days of like The Real World on MTV, like I maybe watch Survivor just because I think I could be on it and win. I really do. There they are.
Not me.
I could totally do it. But like, so I haven't really watched a lot of reality television. So to watch Korean reality television, which is just an experience I've never had.
Yeah, it's a culture shock.
It's very different. It's very, very different. And I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. And it's kind of like, I'm engaged. I'm engaged in all of this. And I definitely, of course, coming from the perspective of a Korean American, have opinions about like just the cultural differences and like the things that I'm seeing that I'm like, why would they fucking do that? Or like, that's so weird. Or like, why are they all this way about this particular subject? What the fuck? So it's been a real insightful experience for me to see how, and obviously we know it's TV. So a lot of it is staged, a lot of it is scripted, but to see how Korean like young adults engage with each other has been like, oh, it's kind of cute, or it's kind of refreshing, or like, that's fucking weird. You know what I mean? So like to see like the differences has been very enlightening.
Part of the reason why Singles Inferno took off in the first place in America. Because I think Americans or any Westerners in general, we're not used to dating shows where it's not just straight up hookup. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like so much so that in America, we have dating shows where that's the premise of the show. Yes. You're not allowed to hook up. Like that's how kitschy it is. You know what I mean? Right. So for people to watch a dating show and they're like, wait, they don't care about hooking up and they're being so respectful. They're like, what the fuck
this one girl's in the fucking hot tub with the full 3-piece suit on. Like, what the fuck? She's in the hot tub. And I was like, She forgot to take off her jacket. Oh no, that's her fucking bathing suit.
And I was like, no, that looks like it's lycra. I was like, oh, that is her bathing suit.
I was like, are you having a business meeting in the jacuzzi? Like, what's going on?
I literally thought that she took her dinner outfit and then just was like, I'm going to get in the hot tub. And then I was like, why would she do that? And I was like, oh, that's lycra.
So are we going to talk about, I don't know if we can talk about each episode because I don't remember them well enough to talk about them like on an episode basis. But I feel like we could just talk about the cast and like really
for now, dive into that. Okay. Because we had to cram 8 episodes into
this episode of
whereas next time we'll have 2 episodes to go over,
yes. Okay.
The first episode is always the worst.
Okay, I'm gonna be totally honest. When I was watching the first episode, I was like, and this is gonna sound so horrible coming from an Asian woman, I was like, I cannot tell these fucking women apart. Like, I think Ji-yeon walked out first, and then it was hae-jin, or maybe it was you-jin. But I was like, what is going on? Like, all 3 walked in, I was like, that's the same lady. What's happening? Like, at least when a-rin or like Ji-yeon came in, like you could see that they were kind of different. But these 3, this one, and this one, I was like, hey, lady, you can only play once. You can't just keep playing 3 times.
Not only do some of them have very similar
face jobs.
Yes. But then they also have very similar sounding names. Like a lot of them end in like like hae-jin, a-rin,
you-jin,
like ji-yeon,
right.
you-jin. Like it's very, and like it's not even just a Korean thing. It happens every time I watch any new show that's not full of like famous people. It takes me so long to remember who they are and distinguish them.
This is why this is here, because I can't remember their names. I don't know why. I have a thing about names. I can't remember people's names.
Literally in person, someone will be like, hi, my name is so-and-so. And I'll be like, your name is so-and-so. And literally as I'm about to say it, I'm like, oh my God.
Is this?
I forgot it. Oh my God. Like I'm just really bad with names.
Same. So Ji-yeon to me is a little uncanny valley. Like I know she's a human person, and I know she looks to me like what a person would think a Asian perfect woman looks like. You know what I mean? Or like that was what she was like, trying to like achieve.
So is she like being normal, or is she?
But she doesn't look like a human woman to me. Like
she's too pretty?
No, I don't think it's.
You think it's a surgery?
It's gonna sound so mean. Like I don't think she's pretty. I'm not trying to like judge her though. That's the thing. Is like I can see how people would think she's beautiful, but there's something about her to me that feels like. And I've seen people who have a ton of plastic surgery, so it's not that. It's like if a robot was trying to look human.
I think Ji-yeon and you-jin have a very similar face structure.
No, but you-jin looks like a human to me.
Yeah, but I think I do kind of know what you mean. Ji-yeon in certain angles, something is a little off. Like sometimes like her nose contour is like too sharp or something.
Maybe, or like her nostrils are so pinched and like everything just feels really pinched on her face.
Yes.
And you can see that it's not what her face is.
And that's what I'm saying.
Like, even like I'm somebody who has had like, like lip injections and like, this is not my chin, like, did you know that?
That's really funny that you said that because I was like, huh?
Yeah, this is not my chin. My chin is not normally. My chin is actually really short. So I'm not above like people getting work done. Like I love it, dude. This is the most underrated thing in plastics in like cosmetic
getting
surgery.
A little filler in your chin.
Yeah, because it pulls like it elongates your face and it helps with like the old lady jowls because it like stretches the skin out a little bit. If you go back to older videos of mine, I'm like, oh my god, I should have gotten my chin so long ago. Anyway, so I'm not above that at all. I have no problem with it whatsoever.
No, but like sometimes when she turns to the side, her contour here, it makes her look like she has like a sharp edge on her nose or something.
Yes,
like
it's not even.
She makes her features too.
The thing
sharp.
is, it's not like the specifics of any one thing to me. It's all of it together. Looks like you can tell. Like her teeth aren't her teeth. Her cheeks aren't her cheeks. Her eyes aren't her eyes. Her nose is not her nose. So when you put that and like one thing, a couple things here and there, maybe, but like the whole thing is just like not.
Yeah, sometimes in some angles, I'm like something about you seems.
And also like their hair is all kind of the same.
No,
their clothes are all kind of the same. They're all really similar, which is why
ji-yeon stands out.
Same.
Yeah.
When she first came out and she had like a neck scarf on and she had like the different colored hair, it was the style differently. I was like, okay, at least she's got, a little something different to her. But as the personalities start to show, I'm like, you-jin, I like. You-jin is like, I don't like what you're saying to me right now. I don't like this. This feels bullshit to me. I'm like, I like her. And then the new girl who's not on here.
Yeah. I really like her.
I think by far and away my favorite.
She's feisty. She's edgy.
When she called them all unnies. She called them unnies, or the older girls should go first. I was like, oh, that was mean. That was like hilarious.
That was like classic Gen Z dig.
Yeah, she's like, well, you guys are, one of the older girls go first. I was like, oh, she is trying to fight all of you.
I also really like a-rin.
Me too.
But sometimes I can't tell if she's kind of a mean girl, and I can't tell if it's because she's so pretty.
I'd be fine if she was a mean girl. At least she'd have a fucking personality. Like I don't think I'm not trying to shit on Xi'an. Like it's not the shit on Xi'an show, but I don't feel like she has a personality either.
Oh, I mean she does. It's just to be overly bubbly. It's just the question comes in is it authentic?
That's a whole nother thing too. And maybe again, this is just like my baggage from like Korean church camp and from, Camp Conifer and all that shit.
Probably.
There was this level of fakeness in this scenario
but I do wonder if the majority of them have similar hair this season, because last season there was one girl who had hair like ji-yeon's that was like more colored, and she was the only one who ever went to Paradise that whole season. Really? Which is crazy because me and Ron were like, she's the prettiest. We thought she was the prettiest and had like from a personality standpoint, she was like an athlete. She was outgoing. She was very humble, but for some reason she never matched with anyone. So I wonder if some of them purposefully went for the look.
Yeah, of course.
That got.
Well, the first date is like, hey, everybody, this is jun-seo, whatever this guy's name is. Jun-seo? Yeah.
The guy that I call the rat guy.
Yeah. He's like, he walks up and they're like, who do you pick? He's like, oh, that lady. You know what I mean? There was like obviously nothing to go on other than
wait, that was Xi'an, wasn't it?
No. Didn't he pick you-jin first?
Oh, it was you-jin.
Yeah.
Oh, that. Also, can we talk about that? Because that was so not manipulative, like so thought out.
By like the producers?
No, by you-jin.
Because she, I flip my hair when I like somebody.
Yeah. And the commentators talked about it, and it was obvious to all of us that she was trying to stand out.
Yeah.
But it's funny because like in episode 4
totally
or 5, he said it.
Yeah.
He said it. She was like, the one girl was like, why did you pick her on the first date? And he was like, oh, because she kept making eye contact with me and kept smiling.
Yeah. Like, is that all
Duh,
it took?
It is all it takes.
So easy.
Do you know, guys?
Men are so easy.
We're dumb.
Well, okay, so let's talk about the guys a little bit.
But also, like, how uncomfortable was that? He just walked up.
This guy makes me uncomfortable.
He didn't say a single
always.
word. The girls literally were talking, and they're like, "Oh, this is weird. He's not saying anything to his face."
But this is like his whole vibe, right? He's like, "I'm a brooding artist. I'm the strong, silent type. I can't even look you in the eyes because I'm so busy looking thoughtfully down." It's like, oh, constant.
Wait, that's how I originally thought. But then as the episodes went on, I think he's just like paralyzed with anxiety.
Maybe. Anxiety, of course, will manifest in a multitude of ways. But on its face, because that's really all you have to go on, is just like, hey, man, I'm over here. Like what's, you know what I mean? And like the non-smiling and there's just like, I can't, you know, it feels really forced to me. A lot of this feels forced.
The thing that I hated the worst about jun-seo is his lack of doing something to his hair the first couple episodes.
But that's his whole vibe. It's
oh my God, it just looks so oily and
I don't even care. Like
that's why I started calling him the rat guy. Because his hair was so ratty.
Cannot stand him. I cannot stand him. I know all the girls love him.
I don't know why.
I cannot
comes off
stand
like a
him.
player.
Jong-su is like, he comes off as like a player, but he's like so manipulative and he's more interested in like game playing.
It's the smiling. He's constantly smiling.
Well, but also, okay, so at first I thought like, okay, he owns like coffee shops or something, right? So
it's so crazy how many of the contestants they bring on the show are men that own coffee shops.
Well, there's a lot of coffee shops.
So many.
Coffee shops in Korea are like huge. So I just thought like, oh, he's in like hospitality or he's in like the business. So he like is taking care of people. But no, that's just kind of like part of his game. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, he just made me feel so taken care of. It's like, I mean, okay, but he did that with everybody. And it's not like he's not making it so that you feel special. It's so that he thinks that everybody thinks he's special. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't like that. And I don't like how he would like sit with the girls and be like, I like Ji-yeon best. Wait, where are you going? Sit down. Let's hang out. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah,
you
why are the girls still liking him after that?
If you tell me I'm not it, I'm bye.
Yeah,
no
that's
problem.
What I'm saying. It must be the smiling.
I mean, are smiles that fucking hard to come by? He smiles. I love this guy. Tae,
but Tae's smile
is a
little unhinged. He has that.
I like it.
Well, his
Joker.
Like, he's got the Joker lips where like it goes up here.
The corners.
Yeah, the corners go up.
Well, it also doesn't help that his eyes are like, you know, super like.
Since the moment I saw him,
intense.
I can't stop thinking and comparing him to Stifler.
Yeah,
from American
Pie. They have a similar even vibe.
Yeah. Yep.
But I like how like I know he's an actor too, so maybe a lot of it is just acting. But I like that he's just very straightforward, and I like that he's very much like, listen, I like you, and this is just kind of how things are, and this is how I'm feeling about it. And if you don't feel the same way, like fine.
But I'm surprised you like him because he's in love with Ji-yeon.
I didn't say there was accounting for taste. I just like who he is as a person. But I think everybody likes Ji-yeon because I think that culturally they've been conditioned to think that this is what you're supposed to like. Because I don't see her having a personality.
Well, also I think Ji-yeon did to every other guy what she did to jun-seo. She does the like smiling, and it makes guys be like, oh, I think she likes me.
She's also a game player too. I'm so confused. I don't know. I just like everybody, and I'm so. Why are you crying? Because I love everybody. Like, come on, stop it. Your personality is liking whoever you're in the room with. Like, what the fuck is that? That's not a personality. Like, that'd be so annoying to me. Oh my God, why am I so angry?
Why are you so angry at Ji-yeon?
I don't know why I'm so. I think I'm angry at her because I'm like, you have all of this power in this game. Right. And I feel like she could really command the game, or maybe she is. Maybe this is her way of doing it. Now that I think about it.
I think that you spent your whole life running away from this stereotype.
Maybe that's what it is.
I think it is.
Oh my God. We've just unlocked it. Because that is so.
I think that's why she bothers you so much.
Me.
She's like, she plays into the stereotype of the Asian Korean girl.
I think that's what it is. In every
Whether
way.
She's doing it on purpose or not.
Right.
Yeah.
The way she looks, the way she acts, the way she dresses, the way her hair is, the way she acts so coy and so like, oh, I don't know what's going on and everything is happening around me and I have no control over anything.
Yeah.
And
I think she's the antithesis of like the strong, independent woman that you've wanted to. That's the image that you are proud to be.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think this is the antithesis of that, you know?
And this doesn't apply to just her being a Korean woman. This is just all damsels in distress to me who have the power to not be damsels in distress.
Yes, I can confirm.
I don't. Yeah. It does not.
I can confirm that it's not just about Asian women. It's just that archetype for Susie.
Right. And so this is also triggering that, but also like the Korean women stereotype of being like, like, here's the thing is like, she can very easily be like, and maybe in upcoming episodes she will be, but for her to not say like anything definitive is driving me crazy. Yeah. It's driving me crazy.
She's playing a game. You know?
I guess.
And that's why it's annoying, because you're like, the other people are being genuine and you're here to play a game.
Right. Yeah. And I can't tell who else is doing that too, but like,
because the thing is
I don't think the rest of the girls are.
Well, because the thing is, there isn't one winner.
Except for the new girl.
There is no one winner.
Oh, I don't even know how this ends.
You only win. There could be multiple winners. It just has to be that at the end, the person you pick has to pick you back and you get to leave together.
That's it.
So there's multiple winners.
Do you get like money?
I don't think there is money.
The fuck have I been watching this for? No, I'm just kidding.
For the interaction, for the, you know, the
like
societal.
I think he came with good intentions. Too bad he's so fucking boring.
But some of the girls like him though.
Yeah, some girls like boring guys. I mean, what are you gonna do?
That's true.
I find him very dry. I think, but he seems nice at least. At least also he's honest too. Like he says like what he thinks. This guy cannot fucking stand him. I don't know what's up with this guy.
I do not like Jong-su.
I don't like him at all.
tae-hwan?
I love him for being so.
Yes.
I cannot figure him out at all.
I was very creeped out by him in the first couple episodes. I'm not gonna lie. There was something about him.
He's so hot, which is so funny to me.
Who does?
Tae-hwan.
Oh, he thinks he's hot.
He's so hot.
Yeah. But there's something in the way he carries himself that kind of screamed creepy to me.
Okay.
But as the episodes went on, I think my defense, my wall is still there, because I'm like, I don't know if maybe you are still creepy, but I keep being like, oh crap, I think I like you.
I think he is also maybe socially awkward, but has this very like inflated sense of himself, or he wants you to think he does, whether he does or not in real life, like reality.
Yeah, because even out of the group of men, he's like the smallest.
He is?
Yeah, I think he's like the
skinniest, but he's the tallest.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like skinniest, as in like he's not as
beefed out as the other is. Yeah, for sure. But also when I liked him more when I found out he was like a house DJ. I was like, you're a DJ?
Oh, I missed that part.
He's like a DJ in like a nightclub. I was like, see, that's what I'm talking about. So not predictable. This guy's a fucking CPA. Of course he is. You know,
nothing against CPAs.
Nothing. My brother-in-law's a CPA. I love CPAs. Can't live without him. You need him. I'd be in so much trouble without him. But he is a DJ. And I was like, what a refreshing surprise. I had no idea. Never would have guessed. You know, I thought maybe he could work in like an office, like doing, you know, data entry. I don't know. He just didn't seem like he had that in him. But to know that he has this kind of thing inside of him that's like creative and different and like unexpected was like, oh, okay, that already is like a leg up to me.
Yeah.
From this guy, love this guy, boring.
Well, because
can't.
Because Tae is the complete opposite of Jong-su. Jong-su wants to be a player, whereas like Tae is so friendly to everyone.
Yeah.
But he's committed. Like he only has eyes for Xian. You know what I mean? And even when other girls are throwing themselves at him or like being flirtatious, he's friendly, but he's still like, no. He's not one of the other guys.
Yeah.
Like some of the other guys are like, oh, I like this girl. And the next day they're like, well, but this other girl gave me attention. I think I like her now.
I know.
Which, you know, as a guy, I kind of understand. But Tae. But I really admire that Tae is just like, Xian is the one for me. And like, remember that one episode?
Which is kind of annoying though, because it's like, give the other girls a chance, because there are some really cool girls here who you could like. Like I could see him and even ji-yeon for sure. Or even with hye-jin. Like I think she's funny.
I think a-rin is the prettiest.
Well, but it's not just about prettiest. We're past prettiest, Ed. We're 8 episodes in. They have personalities now. We don't need to worry about just prettiest.
Fair.
But I think even though a-rin is, in your opinion, the prettiest, I think she's also got a really nice personality too.
But I just bring that up as in like, why don't more of the guys like a-rin over Xian?
Because they're conditioned to think that Xian is the
like
goal, the prize.
The bubbly thing.
And like, I really resent that like all I get is Xian. Like, okay, I get it. Like she's the star of the show.
But how about that one episode?
Somebody else.
How about that one episode though, where they're like all at the table eating and all the guys are like hitting on Xian and they're like bringing her stuff or like taking care of her, and then Tae gets so insecure about it, so he picks up her water glass and then moves it over 1 inch.
He's just like,
he's like, don't forget, I do stuff for you too. He's like, I take care of you.
Pathetic.
That was
pathetic.
So funny.
hated it.
And I love that the commentators picked up on it.
Of course. Okay. And so I'm going to put this out there. If they ever make an American version of this show, please let me be a commentator because I think that's like it could be the funnest job ever of anybody in life. Please. I want to be on that show. I feel like that was what I was made for. Just sit and talk shit about people who are trying to find love.
Yeah. The show, the commentators are hilarious.
They're so funny.
Yeah. And one of the things I love about Singles Inferno is that they edit it like a Korean show.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa. It's so bizarre.
It's so funny.
It's so
Even
funny.
I'll watch a show and Ron will be in a totally different room. And then when the repetition happens, he's like, what happened? Because, it sounds so weird. Especially that one episode where they were like doing something and the girls were doing the challenge and they kept making the sounds and they kept being like, ah.
Yes.
And Ron was like, what are you watching? I was like, it's Singles Inferno. It's Singles Inferno.
Okay, so I'm going to say who I want to see paired together. I want ji-yeon and jung-su together because they're both annoying. So then just get them out of the way.
Like, have the toxics
but
love each other.
But she's really into jun-seo.
Oh, right.
She really likes him best. But he likes her best, and he likes her best too.
Wait.
But I think she likes him best.
Who was the girl where at the campfire that sat next to jun-seo but then ended up flirting and talking to Tae the whole time? That wasn't ji-yeon, was it?
I can't remember.
Who was that? Was that hye-jin? Or was it
you-jin?
you-jin? I think it was you-jin.
I think it was you-jin too. What's going on with min-seol? What the fuck is she? Who does she like?
Oh, min-seol likes
Dongo?
Wait, is it Tongo? She really likes someone.
Well, she's
I think it was
clearly very forgettable because we can't remember who it is.
I think it was Tongo.
And then you-jin, no. ji-yeon and tae-hwan, right?
Yes.
They were
did
the ice skating date, right?
Yeah.
They were cute.
Yep. That's when I started to like tae-hwan.
And then wait, a-rin and who? a-rin likes Dongo though. Right?
Yes.
See, it's so hard.
Like someone also likes Teo.
It's hae-jin.
Was it hae-jin?
Wasn't it? See, what a strange show. I can't remember now. Nonetheless.
Yeah, but it's also funny to watch a lot of their challenges are just like old school Korean games, like especially like childhood, like schoolyard games.
Yes. Like when they do the Korean wrestling.
Yes.
I was like, oh, I've seen like my cousins in like camp. They used to do that.
Or like last season, they did the one where like you hop on one leg while you hold the other and you try to push each other off.
That sounds
like
fun.
They do that stuff. Have you ever done the wrestling?
No.
Oh my God. It's the worst.
No,
they make you
don't.
put on that strap.
Yeah, no.
And then you have to like
pull each other by the thong.
Yeah.
It's like you could really hurt yourself doing that. Like you could really ruin your chances of having children.
I just remember so hard the guys getting so aggressive whenever we did that.
What I thought was really funny was the game where the guys had to stand on the log and the girls had to go around them.
And jun-seo clearly went and fucking sabotaged everyone.
Like, bye, bitch.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God. But what's funny to me is like the conservative nature of like culturally, right? The girls were just very much, and the guys were being like super like respectful. They like try to like
at least 2 or 3 of them.
Or he'd be like, oh my God, he put his hand on her back. I'm like, yeah, he's just trying to make it so she doesn't fall. But they were like, oh my God, did you see like she grazed his hip with her elbow or like whatever? And you're like, wow, it's so different. Like they'd be dry humping on American TV. You know what I mean? Like at that point. So to see how modest it is, I actually really liked it. I liked how modest it was.
And at least 2 of the guys even like would not touch the hands.
Yeah,
to their
and maybe
body.
that's why I like really liked it.
They Keanu Reeves them.
Yes, exactly. And I'm not conservative by any nature, like by any means. I'm not conservative at all in that way. But like, I don't like watching like shows like The Bachelor where they're just like, it's like too horny and it's like too like, you know what I mean? Like it's too lustful in that like you just met this person and like all of this kissing sounds and like I don't know, it kind of grosses me out. And like to see like one person doing that with like multitude of, I don't know, something about it to me, it puts me
Whereas
off.
on the flip side, they're like so aware of being on TV that they will wear a
three-piece suit into the hot tub. I've never seen it. I mean, I was like, what is this?
Yeah, I literally thought that she went from her, like as a joke, thought that it would be funny to go in her dinner.
My date night outfit goes from day to night, just like that. She's like in a jacuzzi, like in the same outfit.
Do you know what I find hilarious that I do love about Jun-seo though is that he's like a one beer drunk guy. He gets so wasted. Like, remember the campfire? Yeah. When they asked him about that log playing game and he was wasted. And the crazy part is everyone else looked like they were like, bro, we just had like one beer.
Are you all right?
And he's like, did you think I did that on purpose? And you're like, what is happening, my guy?
It's fun to watch though. I really enjoy it. I wish that I could get more like personalities from other people, like see their personalities with each other. Like I feel like I've just been watching 8 episodes of ji-yeon, honestly. I can't stand her. I'm just kidding. Oh, and you know what else? You know what really irked me? I don't know why it irked me so much because I'm not like this. Okay, maybe what it is like every time they'd be like in paradise on a date and they'd be like, all right, well, let's talk about our ages and our jobs. And every girl is like, except for the new girl, whose name I cannot remember. They'd be like, all right, well, let's talk about our ages. They'd be like, how old do you think I am? How old do I look? Can you guess what I do for a living? It's like, just fucking say it.
You're going to hate that part of my blind date because he did the same thing.
Like, what is that? And they'd be like, okay, I think you're like 24-ish. They'd be 24. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, 23. She's like, yeah, I'm 23. It's like,
wait, but the guys did it too, though.
I know. I don't know. Like, I don't like, I mean, and they're playing a game. So like, this is stupid of me to be like, I don't like the gameplay, like the coy, like, okay, guess my job. Like, how the fuck am I going to guess your job? I don't even know you. You're wearing a suit in a jacuzzi. You could be, how the fuck do I know? What do you do?
I always did wonder if the age thing was because we're Asian and because like we take such pride in being like, we don't look our age. But also they're like in their 20s.
24 years old. Like,
one of the guys is 31 though, isn't he? Was it Tongho?
Sure.
Or was it Jeong-su?
Oh, it's Jeong-su, I think.
It's Jeong-su, right?
I think they're both close to 30. He's like, I think around 30.
One of them was 31 because I remember the commentators were like, oh,
31.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So that to me, like, I'm just not coy in that way. I've never been that way. I just have a very like outward personality. And I think that's why when the new girl came, I was like, yeah, that's my girl. I love her. Cause she's just like, fuck all of you. I think she's so great. She makes me laugh. And she's just like, yeah, I'm 25. I do this for a living. You know what I mean? Like she's just very straightforward and like has everything just kind of like out in the open versus like Ji-yeon, who's like, how old do you think I am? I like everybody, but I like nobody. I'm so confused. I'm going to cry about it. Shut up. Stop it.
Was it
She's pretty though. In a weird way.
Wait, was it ji-yeon or a-rin who, when they were passing out the chocolates, got one from every single guy except for one? And then during the campfire, she was trying to figure out who was the one guy that didn't give it to her, and she figured it out.
And it was Tae-ho.
No, it was Jun-seo.
Oh.
Jun-seo was the one who was like, no, I didn't give you a chocolate. Because
who was
he was
it?
Drunk.
I think Ji-yeon only got 4. Because I don't think tae-hwan gave her one.
I really feel like it was a-rin.
I don't know. We should have studied the show better, but
or like at least take some notes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like
that's very, very confusing.
Well, it's not even just confusing. Again, we've been trying to talk about 8 episodes.
Yeah.
Today.
A lot has happened. Yeah. A lot has happened.
Whereas next week it won't be so hard to remember because like or in 2 weeks because we only have 2 episodes or 4.
How many episodes are left?
Actually, I don't even know.
It doesn't matter. Anyway, but I will say I very much enjoyed watching the show. And I think it was the relief that I needed. Just like something just like mindless, but I could still be kind of snarky and judgy about it.
It's mindless, but like your brain has to be focused on it. 1, because of the language difference, but also 2, because I think this is like a socio like it's like a study, of like sociology and psychology. So I feel like while it is mindless, because it's so different, you're like constantly.
Yeah. Well, I've unlocked it. So if you're a Korean person and you want to win this game show, just smile. That's really all you have to do. It's so easy. Smile, they will pick you.
Smile and laugh and make eye contact at guys.
Flip your hair, they'll go fucking wild for it, man.
Dumb.
But I think I will continue to watch. I don't know if I'm going to watch subsequent seasons or go back and watch previous seasons. But for what this is right now, for the time in my life that I need it, I needed it. I think it came at the right time and place.
So good.
It's okay.
It's so good.
It's okay. I really had to like push through to get through episodes 7 and 8. Like I really had to push because I was just like, nothing's happening. But like, again, maybe it's because I'm desensitized from other like reality type shows. Like the other reality shows are so like big, huge things happen. You're like, oh my God, fist fights and shit. Whereas this is just like, oh, he handed me a water cup and like, I was like smitten. I'm like, man, that was subtle.
Oh my God.
That's the beauty of it. The subtlety.
But remember when all of the girls went to Paradise to try out the new guys?
Oh yeah.
And that one guy was like, he was like, wait. And she was like, oh my God, I'm swooning. Do you remember that?
No. But I actually do like the new guy too.
I can't remember
I think he's really cute.
I can't remember which one of the guys ended up being the one that was picked permanently.
It was...
Was it the first guy that was smiling with the one dimple?
Maybe. Can't remember, but he was really cute.
Because I didn't like the other two.
Then yes. I don't remember. It's hard for me to remember people.
But I know you said Susie brought this up before we started recording, but she was like, why? She's like, Inferno's not even that bad.
No, it's not.
And I wish that they did it on this season, especially for people like you who didn't watch the other seasons. But like, for instance, in the other seasons, they show how hard it is to even just get water.
Okay, but here's the thing though. This is coming from somebody who like, of reality shows, like I love Survivor. Like I think, did I say this during while we're recording?
No, I think it was before.
I feel like if I went on Survivor, I could win because I've watched enough episodes or series or seasons to know.
I could think that, but the first time I saw a spider,
I would die. Oh my God! So then when I think of like a place where you have to like survive, that's what I'm thinking. They're crawling through the mud. There are mosquitoes everywhere. There's all kinds of like craziness. People are falling into the fire pits and shit like that. Whereas the girls are still wearing high heels. So it's not that fucking bad. Okay, don't tell me it's that fucking bad.
Because they're not the ones getting it. Typically in the previous seasons, it'll be the guys that'll go get the water. But for instance, typically they'll have to walk like half a mile. And then they give them those like
fight for survival.
It's not, but then they'll give them like those like that stick thing where you have to put the 2 buckets on the end and then carry it back. So it's like that versus then being able to like order room service. It's supposed to be that, but I don't think they show you that. The
disparity in the two is big enough where you're like, thank God I have to get to Paradise.
Also, if like they did do Survivor type stuff, I don't think they would get.
Well, so that's what I'm saying. Well, so I feel like the element of like, you're on this deserted island, you have to survive. That forces them to be like, okay, we have to do things in order to survive, which makes me reliant on you, which now means that I see different parts of your personality. Are you a leader? Are you a follower? Are you organized? Are you comic relief in a time where I'm feeling really stressed out? That to me is when I'm like, this is who these people really are.
Oh yeah. You know what? Because even in the previous episodes, they'll show you like every meal and they'll be like, oh, they only gave us these 3 things. And then you'll see them. Someone will step up and be like, I'll cook and I'll do this and I'll do that.
Right. So
they did cut a lot of that out.
So maybe that's not what I'm seeing because I'm like, why the fuck do you even have the fucking camp place? Like, why even have that versus the Inferno versus Paradise?
And remember in the beginning of this season when like they had the 2 separate, the boys and the girls' Inferno? Remember the one that they ended up all going to? They had the built up buildings and they had these beds with the bed frames and lights and bed stands and stuff.
Okay.
But remember the women's Inferno?
Yeah.
Wasn't as nice.
Yeah.
They were sleeping in tents with like blow up mattresses on the ground and stuff.
What show is this?
In Singles Inferno.
This season?
Before they merged the Infernos together.
I don't really remember that.
The men's was like these standing structures, and the women's were like these tents.
I didn't notice. Maybe I was too busy trying to guess everybody's fucking age.
Yeah, blow up mattresses and stuff. In the previous seasons, the Infernos were all like that. They all slept in tents, and they all slept on like these.
But again, this is coming from a culturally American woman, so I'm like, I agree. This is
Survivor.
This is what survivors would get as their like.
No.
Gift,
I agree, but I'm saying this season, at least they went from like they were roughing it a little bit more, whereas this season now they're like sleeping on actual beds and have electricity.
Okay. So when the Americans do this show, which is I'm sure gonna happen, and I'm gonna be a commentator, god damn it, we gotta make it far more intense. So it's like Survivor meets The Bachelor, but like survival to like literally survive. You're gonna die. If you don't couple up, you're dead. You're dead. You got to go out there and find a fucking wild boar, kill it together, and
I don't think they're gonna do that.
And then if you do it, you can go on a date.
but I do see them eating
it's
like
writing itself, you guys.
I do see them eating like sweet potatoes and tuna out of a can.
I ate sweet potatoes yesterday. It was delicious. What are you talking about? They have a giant vat of like 콩나물국 or like kimchi jjigae. Like they're fine. Yeah, they're doing just fine. Versus on Survivor, they're like, we have 1 cup of rice left for 8 people.
That's crazy.
And it's filled with maggots.
I don't watch
what do we
Survivor.
Do? You don't?
No, it gives me anxiety.
It's supposed to because you feel like you're gonna not survive. No. And like the games, Survivor games are so intense. It looks so fun. Like, you know, they have to like climb shit, crawl under shit, lift heavy shit.
Survivor still is going on?
Oh, yeah. It's like 30, 35 years or something.
That's crazy. Survivor was like one of the first reality TV shows in America.
And I love that show because it is, you want to talk about like game playing. You know what I mean? Like you really have to strategize. You really have to kind of stack up, you know, your team and like your allegiances and alliances. Like it's really intense.
It's too much for me.
See, I love it.
I'm more like Amazing Race.
So then when I see that they're like, oh my God, we have this big, long picnic table. We have endless supplies of water. We got food. I'm wearing a white dress and high heels. Like, it's like, what? You look fine.
There's no air conditioning.
So then when they go to paradise, it's like, it's not that different than where you just were. You know, this one feels like summer camp versus going on a vacation.
For me, the Inferno would be the helicopter ride.
Blech. I would barf.
Yeah, because I am so.
Everybody keeps getting sick. Everybody's like, oh, barf. And then they go get hungover and then get on that helicopter. I'm like, I'd be barfing out that thing.
In the previous seasons, it felt like the Inferno and whatever resort they were going to weren't that far. Mm. But in this season, it seems like the resort is like in a city.
Yeah.
So they're having to fly from like an island to like a developed city, which I think is further, which is probably why they're like passing out and throwing up.
Ugh. Yeah, that would be a challenge for me too.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So if you guys watch Singles Inferno, let us know what you think, who your favorites are. You know, and then we'll look it up because we don't remember their names. It's
just so hard to remember everybody. I can't remember anybody. Like even when I watch like The Bachelor or when I watch Survivor or when I watch The Bachelor, I've literally never watched The Bachelor.
Never watched The Bachelor.
Like when I watch, you know, Survivor, like I can't remember anybody's name, but I recognize them because I say like, oh, they've got the blonde curly hair. Like, oh, they have the, you know, straight black hair. Whereas here, I'm like, they all have straight black hair.
Yeah.
Except for the one girl who I remember.
And then the new girl who now has bangs because you're like,
yes,
thank you.
Thank God you have something to distinguish yourself.
It's like kids these days when you see like kids walking down the street and they're like all wearing the same shoes with the same exact colors. And you're like, oh, when we were kids, we would make fun of each other for wearing the same clothes.
You guys are twins matching.
Yeah.
Ew. Okay, we're done. I feel done.
On that note, thank you for joining us for yet another of What in the Shibal episode where Archie.
It's really gross now. I can't believe you touched it. See, on Survivor, you'd have to eat that.
No.
Well, do you want to survive or not? And also on Survivor, you get $1 million, I think.
Yeah, well, that's why people are willing to
Here,
go
when you just get an extended date, I'd be like, bullshit.
Here you get the love of your life and you're forever.
I'm sure that's exactly how it happens.
At the very least on this show, you will leave with a massive following, probably. One of the seasons, a girl got canceled because she wore counterfeit designer clothes. She got canceled for it.
Why?
It was crazy.
What?
Yeah. It was so insane.
Like they found her wearing like a dupe?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, they canceled her for it?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
In Korea, they like canceled her for it. She went from being the most beloved on that season to being canceled for wearing.
How did they know?
Because people are crazy.
I mean, if that were the case in American social media, you'd have to cancel the top 30% of all creators.
She had to like come out and say sorry and apologize and like take down her YouTube channel.
Didn't you see over Christmas that girl like Caitlin something or whatever? She and her sister did like a Christmas haul and they had like Hermes bags, Chanel bags, Louis Vuitton shoes. I was like, all this stuff. And it was like probably 70% of it was fake. And they're like, what? You guys don't expect that we all have like real stuff, do you? It's like, you said you hashtag Chanel. You didn't hashtag Chanel knockoff. Like,
is that one of the things when right before TikTok went down, they were like, we're going to tell you what happened?
No. This was, they were doing their hauls and people were like, that's not what a Chanel bag looks like. That's not what that bag looks like. That's the quilting on that is much different. You know what I mean? So people were like calling them out and they literally had the audacity to be like, I can't believe you guys think that all of our stuff is real. Like, of course it's not. It's like, you in no way, shape, or form at any point did you say or disclose that this stuff was DH-gate. Because you didn't say anything like that.
Yeah, when they're dupes, people are like, oh my God, look how good this dupe is. Like, you can barely tell. Like, you know what I mean? No one's like taking it out of a Chanel box being like, oh my God.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. They're like, that Chanel box does not come in. That Hermes bag is one of the most rare colors in that Kelly bag. You can't even get that. Like, my best friend is a higher up at Hermes. And she's like, there's no way she got that bag.
Oh yeah, we're actually friends with like the global marketing director for Hermes. Yeah.
I guarantee you they know each other. So it's like, what the fuck was my point? Oh yeah, so like getting canceled for having a fake handbag, like the Americans would be in big trouble.
So ridiculous.
They'd be in big trouble.
It was so ridiculous.
What, getting canceled for that is so silly.
Yeah, it was so ridiculous. I can't even say that enough. But thank you for joining us on another episode. You can find us on our socials.
You can find me at Suji1 on TikTok and Instagram.
I'm at Etch-a-Sketch with a J on stuff. You can find this little creepy cannibal guy.
No, he's so snuggly and cozy.
And Colt on Instagram.
Oh
Otherwise,
my God, with the hood is too much. You're so handsome. I love you so much. You look very handsome right now. You look very handsome.
For those of you listening, Archie is wearing a tie-dye hoodie, and Susie just put on his hood.
It's so cute. I can't stand it. Okay, sorry.
But make sure you can find our podcast at One in the Shibal. That's Shibal. Also, make sure you email us any questions, stories. One in the assholes. You know what I mean?
What's in your asshole?
You know what I mean? Don't email us that, please. Please do not email us that.
What's in my asshole?
What in the Shibal? That's shibal@gmail.com. Otherwise, if you're listening to this podcast, know that there is a video version available on YouTube. If you're already watching, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell.
Ding.
Otherwise, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you on the next one.
Okay,
bye. Bye.
What's in my asshole?
No. No.